You lovely soul, and so welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yenna. I'm a spiritual teacher and a pioneer and a healer and many other things, okay? In this video, if you haven't been seeing my previous videos, then welcome the fuck to my beautiful fucking YouTube channel, okay? In this video, we are gonna be talking about the topic of credit, okay? And I'm gonna link this into the topic of spiritual sovereignty, okay? Yes, absolutely, okay? Let me see where wanna flow. Let me see where wanna flow. Let me see where wanna flow. Let me see where want to flow. Let me see where want to flow. Let me see where want to flow. So, I want to flow from a very incredibly important idea, okay, or an understanding. And if you're new to the topic of spiritual sovereignty and credit, okay, this can initially sound something new to you, something strange to you, but I'm gonna go deeper into this topic and explain, and hopefully I can convince you about this understanding, okay? But at the end, either you have to change your position, my legs go numb easily. So hopefully we'll have an agreement at the end of this video about this topic. We may not have an agreement, and that is so fine, okay? I speak into people who are ready to see and understand this truth about this world. Credit, 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 loans. So we all have this, most people have this common understanding that if we want to have any type of credit, whether we are talking about mortgage, whether we're talking about a credit card, whether we're talking about having an auto loan, that we go and we request it, and then based on kind of uh, the evaluation that the bank or the company makes about our credit worthiness, we either get that loan or we don't get that loan, okay? We have to kind of prove, or this is at least what they claim and they state, we have to prove that we have enough, funds and finances to pay back that loan. And we have this understanding that whenever we make this request, okay, the bank or this corporation has this amount of money and they're lending that to us. Right. So we think that the bank or the corporation has this money and they're simply lending this to us, and then we have to pay that back with interest. First of all, really randomly as I speak about this, what's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with interest? Why do we need to pay interest when we lend money, when we loan money? Why? What is it accounting for? And of course, the argument is that the banks need to make profit. But why? Why do they need to make profit? So that's just a random kind of side note and a question to ask yourself. Why do we even need to pay interest in the first place? But the second and the more important point is that before you actually went and you requested for this loan, the money actually didn't exist. It did not exist. It's an accounting entry. This is the way banks create money. This is the way these corporations create money. We think that when we, for example, request a loan for a mortgage, that this is somehow the bank's funds. This is maybe from someone else's bank account or pension fund or some other type of finance. But then my question to you is, how does then the new money, how do we always have new money in the circulation if no new money is created? New money is created like this, is created to debts, to loans. This is also what the government's kind of Federal Reserve does. The government requests a certain amount of money and they create it. They created it out of thin air. And money itself, the only value money has is our perceived value of it. You cannot go and change, or if you wanna deposit money from a bank, there is no, you can't get gold. Money is no longer backed by gold. It's a fiat currency. It has no inherent value. It's just a number in your bank account. That's what it is. Or it's a bill, or it's a coin. And the only value it holds is actually the value that we give it to it. But what I really want to pick up from this, and I want you to understand, is that before you went and requested for that loan, credit card, whatever, the money did not exist. And then we need to ask this very fundamental question. If the money didn't exist, well, first of all, we need to understand that from that perspective and from that standpoint of view, you are the creditor. You gave the bank the money. You gave it to them. Because if you didn't go and request for that loan, that money didn't exist. So you gave it. Now they get you money and interest. Now you have to pay it back. So you are the creditor. And also from a spiritual perspective, you are the creditor. You hold the power to create money. And what I was going at, or what I was saying, was that we need to answer a fundamental question, that is, if the banks can create money out of thin air, why can't you do that? Why can't you create money? And you could have an answer to this, or someone could have an answer. Well, it needs to be regulated somehow, that if everyone could just bring money, the whole financial system would be going to chaos. And there is truth in that. Can be truth in that. But we are entering a time where we are taking back our power, our freedom. And we are understanding that it is our spiritual privilege to be the creditors, to be the source of energy, to be the source of abundance. We have this completely system is exactly backwards. We give the power to corporations, to banks, to governments, to be the creditors, to be the sources of abundance. While, this whole time we've been actually the source of abundance. We've been holding this power within ourselves. But you live in a system of enslavement. You work your entire life for someone else for a ridiculously small amount of money. And then you have to pay you have to pay rent, or you have to pay mortgage and all kinds of cost, electricity, food. Take loans. And you're taxed for your income, for literally everything. All income you have is taxed. So you are a slave, a modern day slave. And my goal is to get you to a place where you can take back your spiritual nature, and your role as the creditor, as the creator of abundance in this world. You are the creditor. Remember this. You are the creditor. And you have the power to create money when you do this in good faith. And you have ascended to a sufficient level of spiritual ascension, which just means a certain state of morality, a certain state of ethics. We don't start to exploit this. We don't start to exploit this and other people. But you are the creditor, and you are sovereign. You're sovereign, you're sovereign, you're sovereign, you're sovereign. You are sovereign. So what this means practically for your life, it means that you deeply embody this understanding of you as the creditor. And you use this to create money for yourself and perhaps for other people. I have a community upcoming where I'm gonna teach you and help you to understand this nature better. I'm gonna support you. We're gonna together do this. We're gonna take back our nature as the spiritual creators, as the sources of abundance. We're gonna do it together. I can understand that if you're listening to this, there can be, thoughts about, well, how can I do this? How can I do this? Do I just start to, fake print money and all of that? No. First of all, no. When you embody this understanding and you truly embody it, you can take loans in good faith. And then you can decharge those loans, because it is your money. It is your money. And this is one way to create money for yourself and for other people. And it doesn't have to be, and maybe, if you were drawn to this video, you've already come across content like this and people who are already doing this, taking loans, decharging them, improving their credit and all of that. And whenever I listen to it, I hear a lot about, having to fight for it and really press people and all of that. It doesn't need to be as difficult. You get to decide how much energy you want to allocate to this. You get to decide how easy it's gonna be for you. It does not need to be as difficult. Again, I talk so much about energy management and managing your energy. And this is one of the most important things you need to master in this lifetime. And when we talk about taking loans and maybe, improving your credit or arguing, if you are declined a loan, this happened to me many times recently, arguing why this is unjust and why you are entitled to that loan and then decharging it. You're not meant to, a lot of people who teach this, and maybe this is just my perception of it, which doesn't have to be fully accurate. I haven't deeply worked with these people, so I don't know. It's just my initial impression. But at least for me, when I got introduced to this topic and I started to speak about it and I thought about it, I already get this kind of like a feeling of exhaustion. Like, I don't want to spend a lot of energy in, calling people up, pressuring people, sending million different letters, and having it to be this very difficult and daunting process. But this is the beauty of being a spiritual creator. You get to decide exactly how much energy you want to allocate and to what. That is the art of being a human. You are the creator, you are the artist. So even when we talk about these loans and decharging your loans and everything and creating that money for yourself and maybe for other people, still you get to choose how easy this process will be for you and how much energy and time you want to allocate to that. This is a little bit side note, but really I also want you to understand that you're an artist of your life, and this same applies if you want to build a business. If you want to build, which is something I highly recommend, is also part of your spiritual journey, is to be able to be financially sovereign, meaning you create, income and money for yourself. You have your own business or a trust. It is exactly what you make it to be. We can be successful, we can have strategies, we can have innovation that allows us to spend exactly the amount of energy and time into everything we do. You came here to manage your energy and you came here to create your reality. So when I introduced this topic first time in my YouTube channel, I want to say that this, improving your credit worthiness, although to me there is nothing to improve, but I'm gonna get into that later. Decharging loans, creating that money for yourself. It doesn't have to be such a fight. It doesn't have to be something that we are spending endless hours and fights with lawyers and things like this, because you get to choose on what you want to put your energy, and it is possible to do this in a way that feels right for you, because everything is possible. Remember, everything is possible. What you believe about life and how you want to approach life, how things work, is so much dependent on your belief around what's possible and how things work. Right. So this is also a little bit about a side note or side topic, is around energy management. Be so conscious, and this is also an immense part of sovereignty. Where do I want to spend my energy on? Where? And then understand that even if I didn't want to, spend hundreds of hours learning about a certain topic, or hundreds and fighting and pressuring and arguing, it does not mean that this is still not possible for you. It's the same thing if you wish to build a business. You get to decide how much energy you want to allocate to that. And it doesn't mean that we don't put any effort on things. We don't give value and we don't show up. But still, we can be very mindful and conscious of how much I want to do that. And we can also be conscious of what is the output, what is the reward, how much money is it that I want to create for myself. We're here to innovate. We're here to do things very differently, create new solutions, create new ways of doing things. But it's all about tuning into yourself. What do I want? How do I want things to be and work out for me? Yes. But I'm gonna end this video. This is an introduction. I'm gonna end this video by saying that you are the creditor, you're the spiritual creditor, you are the source of abundance. And it is time that we take our power back and we start to do this. And if you're interested in this or in my work in general, do subscribe to my channel right now. Do like this video, do comment on this video so more people are gonna see it. And then stay tuned for the community, which is a more intimate place on learning how to do this work together as a group. Okay,